Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to our celebration assembly. I've been practicing wearing this mask today because next week I'm going to have to go somewhere where I'm going to have to wear a mask, and I really haven't enjoyed having to wear these face masks over the last few weeks. I find them quite uncomfortable, but I understand why we're having to wear them. We're wearing them to keep us safe, but also to keep other people safe. So I thought the best thing to do would be to try this evening to sit with it on to see how I get on. But I'm not sure it's the best thing to do whilst trying to do an assembly with you. That's better. They're quite hot, aren't they, when you have to wear a mask like this? I've said before that we're seeing lots of people wearing masks at the moment, and like I just said, it's to keep us safe and to keep other people safe as well. But this has been a day of masks because I walked into Year 6 this afternoon and they were working on their mask art project. And it's great. They start with a mask like this and they have designs in their books that they then put onto the masks, and they bring in lots of different resources and decorate the masks. So you end up, I brought one home, you end up with something that might look a bit like this. Isn't that stunning? It's got the school logo on, beautiful gems around the eyes and up across the head, and then a lovely feather. And I just noticed that these are in school colours and the gems are in school colours as well. So that one's beautifully made. That's Eva's. So well done, Eva. That's really lovely. I love seeing the masks, but I'm not quite so happy when the Year 6 children put them on and I can't see their faces. I can't recognise who they are, and sometimes I have to literally go by the hairstyle behind the mask to work out which child is wearing which mask. And that's something I don't like about masks, when they hide someone's face. I've got some pictures of some Year 6 wearing their masks, so I'm going to put them up and see if you can recognise the children behind the masks. So reception especially, let's see if you can recognise any of your buddies. Let's have a go at this and see if you can recognise the children behind the mask. Okay, so the first one is the one that I've actually just shown you. But who's behind that second mask with those amazing red and orange feathers? There's no name on it, so it's got PGL, it's got the school logo, NHS a mention there, COVID-19 gets a mention. I wonder if you can work out who that is behind that mask. I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to ask you to guess. And again, I've only worked out because of the hair. And I think the eyes give it away, actually, the eyes as well. At these two. Can you work out who are behind those masks? Have a good look. Lovely Union flag on the first one. Again, the crowthorn symbol. Lovely red lips, some gemstones there. And again, PGL mentioned. We're so glad you got to go on PGL Year 6. That was just such good timing. We're glad you got to enjoy that week away together. But can you spot who's behind those masks? This one, this last one, this is the one I found the hardest. Okay, and I actually had to use different clues to help me. I had to look at the room and work out that it was somebody in Mrs. Hennessy's bubble because of the room where the photo was taken. And then I looked at the hair, and I really found that one quite hard. I wonder if you can work out which Year 6 child that is. They're interesting, aren't they? I find it hard when people wear masks because obviously it's harder to recognise the person. But the other thing that I find really hard is a mask hides how somebody is feeling. So I can't tell whether the person behind the mask is smiling, and I can't tell if they're sad. A mask hides our faces and it hides our emotions. I like to be able to see someone's face. I like to be able to try and work out how they're feeling so that I can then adjust what I might say or how I might behave. If somebody's feeling sad, I'm going to want to get alongside them and find out why and see if there's anything I can do to help. If someone's happy, I want to be able to share their happiness. I want to know why they're happy, what's happened, and share that moment with them. Sometimes we can wear pretend masks. We can be smiling, but actually we feel quite sad. Or we might pretend to be grumpy or miserable, but actually we're absolutely fine. We can pretend we feel fine when actually we might be worried about something. I have a friend called Simon, and he's a good friend, and he's also the pastor of the church where I go. And he often says to me, when you're with me, take your mask off. Now, I'm not literally wearing a mask, but what he means is, when you're with me, be honest and show me how you're feeling and tell me how you're feeling. So if he says to me, how are you? And I say, oh, I'm fine. He says, no, take off the mask and tell me how you really are. Don't pretend. Show me how you're feeling. Because if I'm happy, he wants to share that with me because he's a friend. If I'm sad, he wants to know why, to see if there's something he can do to make me feel better. If I'm worried, he wants to know because there might be something he could do to help me. And that's what a friend wants. A friend wants to know how you're really feeling. They don't want you to wear a mask and pretend and say that everything's fine if it's not. They don't want you to hide their feelings because they want to be able to help you. There's a chapter in the Bible that reminds us that we can never wear masks with God. We can't pretend when everything is fine if it's not, because God really knows, and he will always see behind any mask that we might pretend to wear. This is what the chapter says. It's a psalm, it's Psalm 139, and it says, you have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. I found a different version where it's worded slightly differently. It says, I am an open book to you. Even from a distance, you know what I'm thinking. You know when I leave and when I get back. I'm never out of your sight. You know everything I'm going to say before I start the first sentence. I look behind me and you're there. Then up ahead and you're there too. Your reassuring presence coming and going. This is too much, too wonderful. I can't take it all in. That psalm just reminds us that God knows how we're feeling and we can't fool him. But that's reassuring, and that should be a comfort to us, that we never have to pretend with God about how we're feeling. We never have to go to him and say, I feel fine, if actually we're not. And he's always there and ready to listen and ready to help us, because he already knows how we're feeling and what we're going through. I hope that's a comfort to you. I hope that makes you feel safe and secure and feel better, that you never have to pretend with him. He always knows and he will always understand. I want to share a prayer with you that I found today that I thought was good for this assembly. So just listen to these words. Lord, you know us better than we know ourselves. Give us the grace to acknowledge our weakness and vulnerability. Thank you that although sometimes we feel alone, you are always with us. Let's share our school prayer together. Dear God, help us to do the things we should, to be to others kind and good. In all we do and in all we say, to be more caring every day. Amen. Okay. We're going to share some celebrations now. Let's start with the best seats in the house. And today we have got a list of children who are new to the top 20. So congratulations to Talon, Jessie, Luna, Lara, Louis, Henley, Anita, Dylan, Henry, and Florence. Congratulations to all of you. You've obviously worked really hard on your times tables. You've been on Times Table Rockstars and you have been successful. So you are new to the top 20 on Times Table Rockstars and you get the best seats in the house. So well done to all of you. Somebody asked me this week what the best seats in the house was all about. It was somebody who was watching this assembly who doesn't come to our school. So I explained to them about Times Table Rockstars and how you're all competing against yourselves as well as against each other to try and improve your scores the whole time. So well done to these children. We're really proud of you for getting into the top 20. That's excellent. Okay, good citizens next. Year 6, Bubble 8, William Shell, for his lovely manners and for taking the time to nominate other children in his bubble. That's really thoughtful. Well done, William. Bubble 7, Florence, for consistently high standards of work and effort. Well done, Florence. And it's been lovely to share some of your good work, Florence. Well done. Year 5, Verity, for being creative like a crow. It's been a long time since I've been able to say that, Verity, so well done. For being creative like a crow in the way she artistically presents her work. It is always a pleasure to receive. Well done, Verity. Year 4, a message from Miss Beresford. It's so hard to choose each week as there are so many children working really hard. But Lazarus this week for his brilliant artwork and creative poems. Well done, Lazarus. Oh, Year 4 continued. Sorry, if it's not too late, could you also mention his brilliant science news report video? Managed to sneak it in. Well done, Lazarus, that's really good. Year 3, Ethan. He has worked so hard and independently on his learning at home and has come into the bubble and just got on with everything, fuss-free. Oh, I like that, Ethan, well done. Fuss-free, that's really good to hear. Year 2, George, for working so hard in lockdown, including his handwriting with excellent results. George, I didn't have space to write everything that Miss Broderick said in her message to me about why she'd nominated you, but she is incredibly proud of you and what you've managed to achieve, so well done and thank you. Year 1, Fergus, for his, sorry Fergus, a bit of a typo there, it should say for his creativity in DT, using his new skills to make a pop-up card of his own. Well done, Fergus. And reception, Jasmine, for her commitment to her learning. She is very hardworking and tries her best in every activity. She is also a kind friend and is always offering to help Mrs. Hawley and others in the classroom. That is lovely. Well done, Jasmine. What a lovely reason to be nominated. That's excellent. Well done to our good citizens and to the children who got into the top 20 of Times Table Rockstars. All of that was really good to share with you. I have just one other thing to share, and that is some good news. This morning, when I was at school, I received this. Now, I don't know, can you see what is highlighted in orange? You can see it's come through from the government, and in orange it says there, guidance for full opening schools. And what this means is that after the summer holidays, you are all going to be able to come back to school. So this is all the information that I need to make sure that we get everything ready for you so that by the time September comes, school is ready, all the grown-ups are ready, and we just cannot wait to welcome you all back. So we're going to be working really hard on this. There was a lot to read, but I've read it once, so I just need to read it again, make sure I've fully understood everything, and just make so that I can make sure that we get everything ready for you. So that was just really exciting, and I wanted to share that with all of you, especially those of you who are still at home. You know, we are getting ready for you to come back, and we cannot wait to see you. So enjoy your learning today, whether you're learning in school or at home, and enjoy the weekend as well. And I hope you have a really good time with family and friends. All right, take care everyone, and I will see you soon. Bye.